To understand nicotine withdrawal, you gotta know what makes you nicotine dependent. The process is pretty complicated, but basically, smoking releases a bunch of neurotransmitters in your brain, one of which is dopamine. Dopamine, as you may know, signals that you're having a pleasurable experience. It sounds strange, but cigarettes give you the ability to reward yourself with a positive experience. They reinforce this until your body builds up a tolerance to the nicotine, at which point you need more to get that feeling. Withdrawal symptoms are felt during the process of ending this dependency between your brain receptors and nicotine. Withdrawal symptoms may include cravings for nicotine, anger, irritability, anxiety, depressed mood, trouble sleeping, restlessness, increased appetite, and difficulty concentrating. It's definitely not comfortable. Your body's basically unteaching itself and relearning how to feel good without cigarettes. But remember that it will get better. Just take it one day at a time. Most withdrawal symptoms fade out over a week, although some episodic cravings may still occur. So keep the faith and know that your body is balancing itself out.
Smoking makes your body do a lot of things it wouldn't do naturally. One is that it suppresses your appetite and increases your metabolism. When you quit, your body's getting back to a normal, natural way of being, which means your appetite will return to normal. So you might gain some weight. Many people tend to put on a few pounds the first 8 to 10 weeks after they stop. But you have to see this as a good thing. Putting on a little bit of weight in the beginning is a small price to pay for gains you'll make in health and looks. But if you do keep putting it on after 10 weeks, try and analyze what you're doing differently. Cut back on fat, eat healthy snacks, exercise more. Just being more in tune with your body in general is key to a successful quit, and paying attention to your weight is a part of that.
Totally kicking a cigarette addiction is different for everyone. But as a general rule, you'll really know that you've kicked it if you don't see smoking as an option no matter what. It also has a lot to do with your personal triggers not having their power anymore. But there are some other signs you can also look for. Over time, your clothes, your skin, your home, all will smell better. Your sense of taste and smell will come back. You should have clear and deeper breathing. Just stay in tune with how you feel inside. Be really aware of your cravings and how powerful they are. You'll start to see them fade little by little until they're gone for good. Look, it happens to the best of us. No one's perfect. But a slip-up can be a good thing as long as you have the opportunity to learn from it. First thing you gotta do is forgive yourself. Then reflect a little bit. What were the circumstances that caused it? Were you out with friends? If so, which ones? Literally, try to think about what went through your mind when it happened. Write it all down. Then when you quit again, think about how you can avoid those things. For example, if it happened when you went out on a weekend night with a certain friend, find another time to meet up instead, like for lunch. Don't be discouraged about slip-ups. Use them to build your quitting muscles.
The path to quitting is different for everyone. No two ways are the same. But there's been a lot of research and data showing that doing certain things lead to a higher rate of success. For example, using smoking cessation aids and having a behavioral support program increases your chances of success. Also, it's really helpful to have a good, clear reason why you're quitting. Maybe you're doing it for a loved one. Maybe you want to run a marathon. Whatever it is, writing your reason down really commits you to the intention and holds you responsible on an emotional level. Studies also show that nicotine replacement therapies like nicotine gum and patches and lozenges are effective medicines to help you quit the habit. They help you to stop by reducing the cravings and withdrawal symptoms associated with quitting. There's lots of different tools, and they could each work differently with different people. The important thing to know is you don't have to do it alone. There are so many great resources out there today, and no reason to go cold turkey without any help. Give yourself every possible advantage. Tap into technology, research, and support groups. The more you try, the more likely you'll succeed. So treat it like a project and get psyched up.
No doubt about it, the first week will be tough. But that's why it's so important to have a solid quit plan before you begin. First of all, remember why you're doing it. What is your main reason for quitting? Is it just for your health or for a loved one? Maybe it's a combination, but the important thing is to really know your reason why. It will be your emotional guide throughout your quit, and when times get hard, it'll be your safe place. You should also be really aware of your daily routines and the times you typically would smoke. Make sure you know how you're going to fill those times with something else you enjoy. There's a good amount of thinking and planning that needs to be done before you give it a go. Again, week 1 is tough, so be prepared by doing your homework and making a plan. A big high five for making it past the first week. Kudos for that. But keep in mind that the second week will also be a challenge. The thing to keep an eye on now is triggers. That's where the cravings are likely to come from. Really think through your smoking habits and know under what circumstances you are most likely to smoke. Then think about how you can avoid them. If you always smoke with a certain friend, don't go out with them this week. Or if you do, ask them not to smoke around you. If you can't avoid a certain trigger, like work for example, find a replacement activity when you feel a craving. Also, the second week is a good time to call on a friend or loved one to keep you in check. Let them know it's a tough one for you, and you could use their encouragement.
The important thing to know about cravings is that they don't last forever. Really knowing this will help you when they come. Think this will pass in a couple of minutes. Also, during a craving, you can reference your reason for quitting. If it's a person, keep a photo of them on you and glance at it when you feel one coming on. Things like exercise are also great for cravings because they give your body something to do. Even just taking a walk can help. Another good way to get through it is with a nicotine replacement therapy, like gum or patches, which can help you reduce cravings. There are proven ways to loosen smoking's grip.
When it comes to replacing your cigarette rituals, you'll have to get creative because everyone is different. But that's where it can get fun. And I'll give you an example. Let's say you smoke at work twice a day at 11 and 3. You go outside, light up, and talk to your coworkers. Now, when you quit, you can still go outside at 11 and 3, but instead of smoking, go to a park near your office and call a friend or family member. You're still getting the social part of a smoke break, but avoiding the temptation. The key is finding the non-smoking part of your ritual that you liked and retaining that. Quitting doesn't mean completely changing your routine. It's about altering them in creative ways.
You just haven't succeeded yet. Maybe you weren't prepared when you tried before. The key now is to forgive yourself for the past and don't give up. Next time, give yourself every possible advantage so that when you do try again, you're much more likely to succeed. A lot of people who do it realize that the period leading up to the quit is just as important as the actual quit. When preparing, you think a lot about triggers and ways to avoid them. You can also come with strategies for dealing with cravings, because you know they're gonna happen. And just as important, think long and hard about why you're quitting. A friend, family member, what's your why? Figuring this out will give your quit a powerful emotional aspect. Let the past go. You weren't setting yourself up for success. This quit will be different because you're going in prepared with a lot more awareness. Going it alone or trying to quit cold turkey means relying only on your willpower. But you can't underestimate the addictive power of nicotine. It's incredibly hard to resist cravings using willpower alone. Look, in the last couple of decades, there's been a major shift in how we think about smoking, and tons of research has been done on ways to help you quit. There's so much great support, information, and products out there now, and this could make a big difference between a successful quit and a slip-up. Over-the-counter nicotine replacement products like gums and patches have been available for almost 20 years. They can really help you through a quit by soothing your withdrawal symptoms. Look, quitting cigarettes is really hard. Your body basically needs to be retrained. So you need to give yourself every possible advantage. Put your pride aside and take all the help out there that's offered. You'll be glad you did.